Welcome into the Brooks Bench with your host, Brooke, aka Shiggy, and my co-host, Brooke.
What's up, y'all?
And Megan.
What's up?
Brooke's back!
I was just gonna say, I feel like you should just start doing your intro as like with my co-host Megan, and then I'm your special guest.
And Brooke! Well, it's been a while, but you're back now. How do you feel? How does it feel to be back?
I'm barely hanging on. I'm a little sicky poo right now, but it's good. I feel we haven't seen you guys in so long.
I
It feels like it's
know.
been a long time.
It's kind of been sad, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
It's like what are we, like season 4 or whatever we're at now?
Shoot, I don't even know. We're just rolling at this point. But if you guys are here today, we're going over our last fantasy content before the draft, which is this Saturday. Brooke, don't forget. I forgot what time you're drafting, but you're drafting Saturday at some point.
I did almost forget. 10 or 10:30.
Something like that.
And I gotta go to work.
It'll go fast. That draft goes really fast anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to be going over fantasy relevant rookies, people or rookies we think you guys should draft this season. So we'll probably mainly cover the first round and maybe just point out a couple people in the second or third round we might draft or even just consider. And then at the end, we'll rank the top 5 rookies for fantasy. This is not regular basketball, fantasy basketball. I just love reminding people of that. Some people, they think
They don't listen. It's okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So with that said, let's get into it. So I felt like the easiest way was just to go through the first round in the order that they were drafted to talk about it, because there's just too many rookies, and this brings order. So first off, easy one for you guys to get your little feet wet. Paige Beckers. Are you drafting her?
Yes.
You know what? Okay. But are you drafting her as high as she's going? She's going like third pick. That would be your third player.
Yeah, I know, huh? We did a mock draft work the other day. Not even the other day. It was like a week ago.
Someone picked her as number one.
Number one overall. I was like, yeah, please do that in our drafts.
Yeah,
please, genuinely, from the bottom of our hearts. Honestly, I'm not surprised because it was the same thing with Caitlin Clark last year.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm not big on drafting rookies. I don't care. Caitlin Clark did turn it around and did get people hella points, but it makes me so nervous.
I agree with you. I think that's my same hesitation. Rookies, because you don't know how they're going to fit in. I don't think Paige Beckers is going to have the Caitlin Clark season, fantasy-wise. I'm not saying regular basketball. I'm saying fantasy-wise. I just feel like Dallas has all these scores, and when Caitlin Clark came into Indiana, that's why she was in Indiana. I don't know. Dallas is a little different. They got Enrique over there. You know Enrique likes to get her shots up. So I don't think I'd feel comfortable enough taking her with my third pick. That means that's your probably first guard or second guard. I don't know about that, but I mean,
I think first, second round is a little
that's high.
Yeah,
I don't think I would do that.
Yeah,
I agree.
There's just so many guards to choose from too. I don't think guards are ever going to be my first pick.
Yeah,
I don't get some of those bigs.
You're telling me. But we will draft Paige Beckers. That's obvious. You're going to probably draft her at any point in the draft. She's not going to be there for you on the waiver wire. That's what we know for sure.
Or if you grab her, she could be a good mid-season change.
I agree. Like Caitlin Clark did better after All-Star break. You could probably see that same trajectory for Paige Beckers.
Yeah, after their July break, that would be a great trade if you wanted 1 or 2 extra players.
Agreed. Next, Dominique Malonga. Now, I know I've said that I think she's going to be a sleeper in the second half. I feel like that is going to be the common theme here. I feel like she can win leagues, but you're going to have to hold on to her. This is my opinion. You're going to have to hold on to her. Okay? Because she's going to, I think, take some time to mature in the Seattle offense. I mean, Seattle has Ezzy Nneka down there. Are they going to play her with Ezzy? Are they going to have her coming off the bench? There's a lot of unknowns for her. But she can dunk, and I'm waiting for her to dunk on someone in the W. So, with that said, I'm still drafting her, but I think she's a great sneaky, late round pick. Because, I don't know, I feel like we're going to go off your theme, Brooke. Rookies are unpredictable. I personally don't like drafting rookies either. I like to see what we're going to get, but I think I would risk it, especially where she's going in the draft late. I would risk it and draft her, but I don't know what you guys think.
I don't know. Outside of Paige, to be honest, I would say there's a handful of rookies that will be probably beneficial to your fantasy team, but whether or not you necessarily need to draft them right off the bat,
okay,
I'm not sold on that outside of maybe Paige and Dominique, to be honest. The rest,
okay,
I wouldn't mind snagging late, you know?
Yeah.
And then if I can hold them, I will, but I'm not really sold on any other rookies like going high on my draft radar.
But I mean, drafted in general, like you would take them with your 2 last picks, or you're
It's
saying you wouldn't
because it depends
them.
on how people draft in front of you, right? But
well, yeah,
the way the mocks have been going, where some of these players have been drafted like
super early,
pretty early.
Oh,
that's I'm not on board with that. Probably, I would let it drop, and if they're available come 4th, 5th, 6th round, like later rounds, then maybe yeah. But only like Paige, Dominique, and there's like 2 others, I would say, when we get to them.
Okay. What about you, Brooke? Dominique?
Yeah, I agree with Shakespeare. Like, she needs to mature. I do feel like she's a little young and needs to get a little bit more stronger. Not saying that she's not in any of those factors, but I think like there is an obvious switch to the W from really any other basketball. And that would be the same for like the Euro Leagues. It's a switch from W to there as well. But yeah, same as Meg. I'm not high. Like if we were only drafting rookies, 100%.
Oh yeah.
For sure need that big. But I think she would be like a good like waiver wire pickup 1 week, drop her, bring her back up depending on who the team is playing.
Yeah. She's the most interesting because we don't know if she's going to start right away. We all know Paige Beckers is going to start right away. That's not a question there. But there is questions about Dominique. Another player I think we all know is going to start right away is Sonia Citron. And I think she would be a good pickup. I think she's ready. Her preseason games have been really good.
Like, I feel like good.
Yes, she does.
And she's on the right team.
Yes, exactly. There's no one on Washington, right? Well, Brittany Sykes. Okay, Brittany Sykes is their probably primary scorer. But I feel like she's ready. She's WNBA ready. She can play defense. She can play offense. She's going to hit all those statistical categories you need for fantasy. So I personally would draft her. I think where she's at, I don't know if I'd draft her. I think she goes with like the Brittany Sykes and the Ariel Atkins range. I don't know if I'd take her in that group, but I would for sure. I think I would be fine leaving a draft with her, especially if it's my last 2 picks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in my opinion.
Yep, I agree.
Agreed.
That great, like, what is it, 7th pickup or however?
Oh, yeah.
Like, last, like, you could go either way.
Great. Yes. Yeah. If I can get her, like, if I got lucky and she was my first bench spot, what is that? That'd make 7. Yeah, that would be my 7th pick, right? 7. Yeah. There's only 9 roster spots.
Easy. I don't know that I'm using starter picks on rookies, but bench, easy.
Good. That's a good tip.
That was. I'm glad you said it like that because it makes the referencing like easier. So usually that round is starting to start filling up your bench. That's when I feel like it's okay to start grabbing these rookies.
Especially if you have like a big amount of people in your pool, like us, like there's so many now where it's like, shit, I have to grab somebody or else your next 3 people are gone.
Yeah. Agreed. I think after these 3 though, I don't really know if I'm drafting any of these. Okay, the next, I'm just going to group them now. So obviously Georgia Amore's out with the ACL. Yosite's not coming over to the Valkyrie. So the group that I'll group is Kiki Uriafen, Anissa Morrow, Sanaya Rivers. The Connecticut ones are interesting to me. I don't think I would draft Kiki. I'm so high on Aaliyah Edwards this season. I think Kiki needs time to grow.
And we can't forget, they got Shakira. They got yeah, but still.
No, I know.
They have a lot of
Stephanie
bigs.
Dolson. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, Emily. Yeah. So they have a lot of players, bigs, in that position. So that's why I would, like you said, see how it plays out, and I wouldn't be drafting Kiki.
I'm not. Yeah, no.
But Connecticut
the Connecticut kind of players.
The thing with Connecticut is you kind of have to choose. All right, because there's a chance for. I don't see both of them like really giving you
Starting.
big fantasy numbers right away.
Okay. Yeah.
But I do think down the line, one of them does have to step up. Like we see what Connecticut's working with. I think one of them has a path to be able to get those minutes and get fantasy fantasy points. But you're risking you're taking the guess on risking off who that is.
Who's your guess?
Yeah. I would say probably Anissa Morrow.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I would go opposite. I would go Sonia Rivers. High on Tina Charles, Olivia Nelson-Odota's there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people
but I
in her
still
way.
think she would play like the 4 and complement them.
Okay.
Because the attention would be on a Tina, and you can do that. I mean, kind of how that preseason game with Brittany Griner, and I don't know if you watched. Did you watch any of that?
Just a little bit, not a lot of it. No.
I just felt the parts that I saw, I felt like Brittany was benefiting because of Breanna's presence.
I know.
So it kind of was the opposite of what we thought, at least so far in that first scrimmage or preseason game.
Yeah.
So
okay, who are you taking, Brooke? Anissa Morrow or Sonia Rivers? Or neither.
Or Kiki.
Or Kiki, yeah. Okay, or Kiki.
That's a great question.
It is. It's honestly a guess.
Anissa Morrow might be more of the rotational player we would need for fantasy. Mm-hmm. And I think with Kiki, it's going to take until maybe that July break to really get her footing, figure it out a little bit. Really rooting for Kiki. And I think the same thing with Sonia. I think it's a lot of change. She's got to figure out new everything, and it is different. So I think Anissa might have the upper hand out of the 3.
Honestly, I don't think I would draft. I don't know. I don't think I would draft any of them. Like, if we had, like, maybe with my last pick, if they're still available. Yeah. But I don't think, like, I would be fine with Sonia Citron, Malonga, or Beckers on my team. I would be fine with that. But these next 3, I think they're going to be solid later. Like, I feel like they could be solid pickups later in the season. You keep your eye on, especially the 2 on Connecticut. Those ones you have to monitor.
Yeah. Unless Washington, the injuries are bad and linger.
Which they happen all the time.
Yeah. And right off the bat, Kiki's getting all these minutes. Then it changes, But as of right now, with them saying that there's Shakira and Edwards should be, coming back when the start of the season, I would say no. I wouldn't care. And I always say it in every video. Mm-hmm. Your last 2-3 picks, they're going to be dropping off the waiver wire and all kinds of stuff. So we're saying more like those 3 would still be fantasy relevant, that they're probably going to be a waiver wire pickup for sure. I would say they're going to be relevant. Especially
with the teams that they're on, like Washington and Connecticut, they're not going to be the solid teams that are going to get you the consistent points. Mm-hmm. Now, if they're playing each other, grab them off the waiver wire, right? That's going to be a good game. But if they're playing New York, Vegas,
it's going to be rough.
Minnesota, don't take them.
Yeah, it's going to be rough. Definitely,
unless somebody's injured.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely situational plays for them, so definitely good waiver wire pickups to monitor. The next couple, so Sivka is not going to be, I don't think she's joining Chicago this season. So Sarah Ashley Barker from LA, Haley Van Lith, Chicago, Isaiah James from Dallas to round out the first round. We're getting real deep. I don't know if you guys have any opinions on these 3. I would have to pass on Sarah Ashley Barker. I know Isaiah James had a really good preseason game. She looks so good, like really, really good. I think she falls in the category with like Anissa Morrow, Sonia Rivers. Like if she makes the cut, if she makes this team, she could be a spark off the bench if she continues to play how she played in the preseason. Obviously, the preseason players play a little bit better. You're not going against the starters, yada yada. But she just looked confident, so she's one to monitor for me. I think Haley Van Lith is too far on the depth chart right now to be able to draft, in my opinion. I don't know what you guys are thinking about those 3 names, though.
Yeah, I mean, exactly what you said. I think out of the 3 of them, Isaiah James is the only one that I think is going to initially get that spark, but none of them, I think, are worth drafting.
Yeah, no. Honestly, that last draft pick, though, I mean, like, sometimes I'll just, like, risk it on a rookie. I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to call my shot. If you call your shot and then just
I have a
Maybe it
rookie
happens.
that we haven't talked about yet that I would feel
I
that
already
way
know
about.
which one you're going to talk about because I think I agree with you.
Yeah.
All right, what
Wow.
about?
This is a first.
I know.
Breaking news.
For real.
We're on the same page for once.
I know. Brooke, any other opinions on those three?
No, I'm not taking any of those three.
All right.
Love them. Don't come for me.
Love them.
But not taking them.
Obviously love them in college. Come on now.
Yeah,
All right, Meg,
yeah.
since you have this phenomenal pick, let's hear it. Because
Yeah. So obviously going into the second round, first one off the board, Aaliyah and I for your
that's
team,
easy.
the Aces.
I knew we would
As
get
we
to
all
at some
know,
point.
we've watched the Aces not have a bench a few years in a row now.
Come on, now it's tradition.
I
And
feel like it's been longer than that.
I feel like
their
they
whole
now.
existence.
I know. Ever since they went to Vegas.
Literally.
But, anyway, so I feel like they have a rookie that can shoot the ball. Pure shooter. Pure shooter. And yes, there's going to be the inconsistencies.
Exactly.
There's going to be the growth of, getting used to the W.
Yeah.
But I would have to say, if she's on the board for my last pick, I would easily pick her up.
Because easily? Okay.
Yes, and I'll tell you why. It's because I know how Becky is. If she can come out and hit those threes, Becky is going to play her.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Because if you watch that last preseason game, the bench, she couldn't even, to be honest, she couldn't even count on KB. I don't know what KB was doing out there. This is your third year. Some of those mistakes KB was making.
Not waived?
Because her contract is protected, so if they waive her, they still owe her money.
Yeah.
Who did that contract?
Favorite thing.
The first preseason game, she actually, I saw some good things, and I think we had the discussion, Brooke. We were like, oh, she's going to make the team easy. Like, KB's fine. Like, she's actually probably going to get quite a few minutes, I think is what you said.
Who?
You. And the first preseason game. About KB.
Absolutely not. I would never say that. That is
I
criminal.
think you did. I think you said,
absolute.
Wow.
What?
All right.
No.
Next time I'll have to record it, guys.
That is criminal. Absolutely not.
Okay. Well,
it is criminal.
It was Aaliyah Nye. It was Aaliyah Nye that I raved.
No, but
about.
we mentioned KB because we were like, wow, we think
I said she needs to get cut until I figured out her salary was protected. And I said, oh, well, we're screwed.
Well, we're back on not being on the same page.
Yeah.
But anyways.
That's crazy.
Anyways, the first preseason game, she did okay. And Becky was giving her minutes. That last preseason game, she was doing things where you would have thought she was also a rookie and not in her third year. And I think, just in my opinion, she should be further along. And I think Aaliyah Nye can come in and be one of the first people off the bench for the Aces if she can just grow.
I agree. I like
so
it.
I wouldn't be mad picking her up and seeing if I get a steal.
When is her contract up?
I think this might be her last year. I'm not 100% sure though. I'm not. Don't even quote me on that.
If she stays, I'm switching teams.
It sucks because Deja Kelly's had a great preseason, and I feel like she's gonna get cut because they have to keep KB, which is so dumb. But hey, we're here. It's okay. It won't be for much longer. I agree.
She'll get swooped up on another team.
Oh my gosh, she's been playing so well. I just feel like she's gelling with the Aces too. I don't think she's a fantasy pickup, guys. That's not what we're saying. That was a little off moment of just WNBA. But I agree with you, Aaliyah and I don't know if I'd pick her with my last pick. That's kind of crazy. But depends who's out there, actually. I feel like a lot of the people we draft with like the same players we like, so she might just be the last one. And honestly, the way she was shooting for Vegas, you're right. 6-man kind of vibe. Six player of the year? Pending?
6-woman.
6-woman of the year.
I'm gonna get in trouble.
I'm looking at the rest of the second and third round. A lot of these players have already been waived. I'm not really don't really want to shoot my shot on any of these. I'm curious to see what Cheyenne Sellers does in Atlanta. Golden State, you're so stupid. I don't know what you guys are doing.
So dumb.
It's so ridiculous. It makes me mad talking about it.
I literally haven't been looking at any comments because I'm so mad, but I will say the crowd loved Caitlyn Jen.
I know, that's why they kept her. It's Kate Martin all over again.
It's Kate Martin and Caitlyn Chen were the two loudest subs in that building.
Dude, she's the Kate Martin of last year.
And
that's
honestly,
what it is.
After watching her live, she's scrappy. She's a little scrappy dude. She's hustle, she's quick. I was impressed, but I do think that Sellers was good enough to be on that team.
Yeah, I watched her preseason game and I said, you didn't
Yeah,
even give her a chance to play in
no,
preseason. That's ridiculous. She's talented. It made me not like the Valkyrie. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I'm pretty
it's
bitter
gonna
about
take a
it.
while.
It is, but she goes to Atlanta. Hopefully, she makes the Atlanta roster. Curious to see how that one works out. She's kind of on my radar. But other than that, a lot of these players are going to be depth pieces. Maybe Serena Sundell comes out of Seattle and does a little something, but
She
I
might
don't know.
because they got the injury bug up there too.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Any person that you're looking on here that maybe could be a spark, maybe a waiver wire pickup late in the season?
It's like a trial and error. You got to kind of watch how they do first. If they
Yeah.
If
play,
they even
how
make the
they
roster.
play.
The only one that had a surprising showing in preseason in that game was JJ Quinterly for me.
Oh,
She came
yes.
out
Good.
just
Yes.
on something. Like
You played very
her
well.
defensive presence, like she brought energy. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I don't know how much the fans reacted to her.
Yeah.
But if the fans like her and the energy she brought in that preseason game, I would see them holding on. And then if the injury, like you said, injury, maybe something there.
Yeah. That's a good one. She played really well. I forgot about that
Mm-hmm.
game. Other than that, everyone else I think has been waived. Not everyone. I know finalized rosters have to be in by the 15th. So we'll
Mm-hmm.
get a little bit more insight. I mean, we already hit the players that like are going to be draftable. You're not going further than this. Obviously, throughout the season, we'll talk about waiver wire pickups when we get there, but these are just rookies we think you could draft and will be playable because not all these are going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And they might be a hit and miss. Don't judge them off the first game. Come on now. You got to give them a couple. Give them a couple
Mm-hmm.
games before you drop them. Um, but okay, with that said, I feel like we all had differing opinions of who we would draft and who we wouldn't. So, like, I just wanted to, if you had to draft, like, rank 5 of the rookies that you would draft in the order you would draft them in, what would it be? Because I think we're all a little bit different on that one. Like, for example, I would have Paige Beckers at 1, but I would have Sonia Citron at number 2. Like, I think I would rather have Sonia Citron than Malunga, depending on my lineup, because I think Sonia Citron's impact is going to be sooner. Malunga's is going to be later, and I feel like if you can hit on Citron, she's going to be good for Washington. A lot more opportunities to score. With Malunga, there's a lot of people that want to score the ball. Skylar Diggins, Ezzy, NECA, primary scores. Washington, what? It's Brittany Sykes. Aaliyah Edwards might pop off, but I think Sonia Citron fits really well. And then I would finish it off with the 2 Connecticut players because it's a coin toss for me. Anissa Morrow and Sanaya Rivers. I feel like you can go either way. I don't see anyone really beating them out. I think Aaliyah and I would be in that discussion, I'll make, of the top 5.
Yeah.
But what are you
So,
guys thinking?
I mean, I would rank it pretty much the same, except the 5th pick. So I would have the same floor: Paige, Sonia, Dominique, Anissa. I think I would have it in that order as well.
Oh, wow, okay.
But my 5th pick, it would be more between Aaliyah Nye and Kiki, to be honest. I think Kiki really does have a chance to
Okay.
dominate. It's
Yeah.
just whether or not she gets the minutes because
Yeah.
there's so many people in that position on Washington.
Yes.
Where Sonia's path is just easier because the guard, Sykes, and then the guard play isn't as strong where she can come in right away and make a difference. So I would have to say that Aaliyah and Kiki would be my 5, like, split. If Kiki can't get the minutes, then I'd have to lean Aaliyah and I because I just don't think the Aces bench is strong.
Okay. All right, what about you, Bert?
I have to agree with Meg, but I think I'd lean more towards Kiki just because Washington is not
Okay.
consistent enough for me, so they're probably going to be rotating quite often, or have a taller lineup on the court depending on where they're at and who they're playing.
Yeah. So I mean, we agree on the top 4.
Yeah.
I don't see when we get to that 5 spot, I feel like you're not really drafting these players. You could potentially take them with your last pick, but I feel like these 4 you're probably going to take, throughout the rounds. But with that said, let us know which rookie you believe in because you're going to have to take a shot on a rookie. You're going to have to call your shot because that's how you win. That's how you win in fantasy. Let us know what you guys think. Comment any questions you guys have for our fantasy. Draft is in a couple of days. I actually need to do some more mocks. I kind of fell off. I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm going to wing it this year.
Oh,
Okay.
man. Okay. You heard it here first, guys. But with that said, we're going to have next week is the week before the WNBA tips off. We're going to have a lot of WNBA content, our award predictions, bold predictions, and then our team rankings. We're going to rank the teams, guys. Because Valkyries, you're now at my 13th spot. You mother... No, just sneak peek. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and we'll be back next week. Peace.
Peace.